Greetings, everybody, and welcome to Ice World here in Abington, Maryland for a non-conference game between the University of Maryland Terrapins and the Towson University Tigers. Thanks again for joining us here on Maryland Hockey Network. My name is Mark McClure. Matt Fusillo is here with me. First things first, a little bit of a different camera angle today, and we apologize for that. The Ice World complex, not built with broadcasting in mind. We're standing here at the near corner, as you can see by the Maryland, where Maryland is warming up. And it's going to be a little bit tight, but we'll use extra adjectives and very descriptive language to try and give you the best picture that we possibly can. But it's a real pleasure to have you all with us. And Maryland coming back from the Thanksgiving break. We hope all our families out there had a great Thanksgiving. But Maryland came in with a loss against Rowan, 5-2 down at the Fort DuPont Ice Center. And now they are back trying to get back on track here with the last 3 games before the long winter break.
Yeah, first of all, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We're glad to be back with Terps hockey. But as you said, they got their second loss against Rowan 2 weeks ago. But if you remember, they swept the weekend series, 3 games at the St. James in the ACC Showcase. So you got to continue the momentum from that. Yeah, they had a tough loss, but you go into Penn State next weekend, 2 games against them. You have a D1 matchup tonight against the Towson Tigers. They do have a losing record, but are D1, so it should be an interesting matchup tonight. And as you said, we have an interesting setup for tonight. We're currently broadcasting from the emergency exit stairwell, so we're going to try to do our best. Try not to back up and set off the alarm, but we'll see what we can do.
As Matt mentioned, the big thing here, Towson, a Division I team in the ACHA, American Collegiate Hockey Association. Terps obviously in Division II. They do actually share a common opponent, though. Towson opened up the season against the Delaware Blue Hens Division II team. They lost that game 3-2. Hens got the win. Maryland has played the Hens twice this year, 2 losses, both big blowout losses. But most recently against the Hens, they did play 2 good periods of hockey before things totally bottomed out in the third. So we'll see how these shake out. But both teams very deep, a lot of talent on both sides. So it's going to be more about the chess game tonight than what we normally see, where it's normally about outlasting some of these teams that have fewer men out there. Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. It's right on. Towson has a deep roster, but they also have a few players that you should watch out for. And those players are Tyler Mercier, Colin Mercier. I believe they are brothers, number 8, number 5. Keep an eye out for them, as well as Justin Brown, number 12, and Jack Callahan, number 6. So tonight, keep an eye on 8, 12, 6, and 5. Those are 4 forwards for Towson who are lighting it up this year. So keep an eye out for those players.
Thanks for joining us, and now is the time that we must say that Maryland is still looking for offensive production outside of the first line. They did get a goal from Chase Wilson in the game against Rowan, and that kind of broke a streak, but still this team goes wherever Eden, Healey, and Beganowski take them.
Yeah, you see Muirhead on the third line. He was playing on that first line before he got injured, so those 4 points, big factor was because of Eden Healey as well. But Muirhead is also a very good player playing on the third line. You also got Steinberg, Bosin, and Wilson playing together on the second line. They were all high school teammates, if I believe so correctly. And Steinberg's got 3 points. Bosin's still looking for his first, and Chase Wilson with 4 points. So they've been playing well together so far in that top 6 role.
Also worth noting, there's been a few changes defensively. Thomas Pedersen has dropped back to a defensive role. Will be in the third pairing tonight with Jetson Koo, as both Piper Holman and Ryan Haight are not dressing for today's game. So Maryland is just going with a classic 4 offensive lines and 3 D pairings. So nothing too crazy out of the ordinary. They won't have a 7th skater or a 7th defenseman or 13th forward. So that is worth noting. And obviously, the one thing that is worth noting, Aidan Jones is back in net tonight. He has been off since the triple-header ACC challenge at the St. James complex in Virginia. He played the first game against George Washington. Maryland did win that game on a spirited third-period comeback. What are you expecting to see out of him tonight?
Yeah, I think he's going to have a pretty good game. He started off the season relatively rough, and I think it's a tough way to see how he truly plays the game. Obviously, he's a freshman, so he didn't start off his collegiate hockey career the way he would have liked to. But I think he's found his groove ever since then. He had a good game the last time he started. Gets his 4th start tonight, and Palladium gets the night off. So I think he's going to be pretty well.
Aidan Jones holds a 1-2 record, a save percentage just a little bit under 90. So we'll see how he shakes out. The biggest thing with him is his reaction. Sometimes he's going to be a little slow to react to those pucks right in front of the net. That's going to be the key for him today, because you know Towson is going to be crashing the net all night long.
Yeah, their offense is going to be loaded. I mean, their points leaders, they got 18 points, 17 points, 14 points. All these points leaders, these guys could score goals, they get assists, they do everything offensively. Terps really got to hold up in the defensive zone as best they can.
Joe Carter has stressed how much this team has got to take advantage of their opportunities that they get. They don't get a ton of power plays per game, but their power play unit has been a little bit lacking since early in the season. Early in the season, it was the only way they could score was on the power play. Now things have kind of slowed down on them a little bit, and they need to start taking advantage of those opportunities because, as we've mentioned on previous broadcasts, they spend a lot of times in the box themselves.
They do spend time in themselves, but I believe Towson also has a lot of penalty minutes on the year, so we'll see if this game gets out of hand with the penalties. Two teams that play physical and really bring that element have their time in the box, both sides. So we'll see if it gets that way tonight. Maryland has played a lot of games like that this year so far. It has settled down a little bit, but again, we'll have to see how the physicality element plays out.
So we'll take a short break here on the Maryland Hockey Network. Puck drop coming up in just a few short moments. They're finishing cleaning up the ice. The skaters will be on momentarily, and then we'll have hockey here at Ice World. Again, we apologize for the delay. The high school game before this one took a long time to finish, so that is the explanation for the delay. This game starting around a half hour later than originally scheduled, but we still got hockey, and that's a good thing. So we'll be back in a short moment for puck drop here on the Maryland Hockey Network. Back here on the Maryland Hockey Network, Mark McClure, Matt Fusillo on the call from Ice World in Abingdon, Maryland. Home of the Towson Tigers, Maryland on the road today. Trying to go up against a Division I opponent in the ACHA. The Terps, 5-6 currently. They've been playing good hockey, but unfortunately, Rowan did get the better of them and did end their 3-game winning streak last time out. That was on November the 21st. For Towson, they're 7-9, currently playing in Division I. Their last game against Villanova, a 4-2 win against the Wildcats. I believe it's the Ice Cats, actually, they're called, to get them back in the win column. We talked about some of their impact players already in this one, but again, the Mercier brothers are the big threats for Maryland. 16 games for Tyler Mercier, 10 goals, 8 assists, that's 18 points, but still the man who has the most goals in this game, Liam Eden so far this season with 11 tallies with 12 assists. He has been on just a different planet right now, the way he's playing hockey.
I mean, he's unbelievable. What can you ask? He's the captain. He's got the size, the speed. He's rocking a new mustache tonight, so we were happy to see that. We were walking in the arena, but I mean, he's got all the skill. What a great player, and what a pleasure to have Liam Eden on this hockey team.
But I think someone you cannot overlook at all is Tucker Healey. We've talked about these two guys a lot. Tucker has 17 assists so far this season. That is by far the team lead. He's also he's tied for the team lead in points with 23 with Eden. And this combo of Eden is the leader on that first line. Healey is a spark plug, but Beganowski is the one who's really got a lot of energy when he plays out there, and he brings a different dynamic to that first line.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they really click together, and Liam Eden even talks about that. He says that him and his line mates really click.
So we're just getting ready for the starting lineups for tonight's game. We'll leave you in the rink for the pregame announcements, and we'll be back for puck drop.
In goal, number 32, Aidan Jones. At defense, number 7, Tyler McAvoy. At defense, number 27, Ray McKinnon. At forward, number 17, Liam Eden. At forward, number 5, Tucker Healey. And at forward, number 12, Patrick Tomaszewski.
It's time to play some hockey here in Northern Maryland. It's the Terps and the Tigers of Towson. Mark McClure, Matthew Sillo getting ready for the call. Give you tonight's starting lineups for the visiting Maryland Terrapins. It's Liam Eden, Tucker Healey, and Patrick Mckinnon on the first line. First team defensive pairing, Tyler McAvoy and Ray McNamara, the Mac line, as they're affectionately known, and Aidan Jones gets the start between the posts for the hometown Towson Tigers. Daniel Ludwig is the starter in net. Sam Rudnick and Bobby Jones, the defensive pairing. Colin Mercier, Jake Lissy, and Justin Brown are your starters for the Tigers. As both teams just get ready to conclude their final huddles before we start the game. We'll see how both these teams adjust to each other early in this one as the Terps have taken the ice. It will be Healey waiting in against Justin Brown for the opening faceoff. Game delayed by 43 minutes has just gotten underway. The Terps lose the opening draw. They get possession off it quickly as Mckinnon will quickly dump it in behind the Towson net. Ludwig lets it go around. Maryland trying to recover in the corner, try to get it out to the blue line where McNamara was there, but it was intercepted by the Tigers. They'll start from the back, play it off the boards, and get it into the offensive zone. Chasing after it both sides, but an icing will be called against the Tigers, so we'll walk down to the other end of the ice, or skate, I should say, for face-off in the Maryland offensive zone.
Well, we got quite the energized introduction. I'm sure it fired up both rosters, so I think both teams will come out jumping for this one tonight.
This one tied up along the near boards, goes straight across the face of goal where Bobby Jones takes it. He gets pinned against the boards by Liam Eden in the far corner. Towson trying to clear. They have possession. They flick it to center ice. Ray McNamara there, and he fires it right back in. Healey there to chase. It's poke checked away nicely by Ludwig into the corner. Healey still gets there, gets it out to Tyler McAvoy. Wrist shot in, goes off the skate of Liam Eden, and it'll be back in the corner. Terps still applying pressure, however. Towson retakes possession. They're going to try and get something going offensively. The Terps looking good early in this game. McNamara with a bit of a bad pass, intercepted. It goes right across the crease there on a backhanded pass, but Ray McNamara is the only one there.
Yeah, dangerous pass there to get it in front of the goaltender. You want to keep it to the outside.
Maryland trying to hold possession in here. That was Steinberg crashing in on the puck there at the near boards. Towson gets it back, however, they bring it across neutral. A really nice move there coming in for Derek McKee, but he lost the puck. They tried to poke it in, now it's off the side netting. Airy tries to wrist it clear. Mercier picks it up, goes back out to the blue line. Vinny Karam passing it around. It goes back out to the point. Wrist shot comes in, blocked nicely there by Tomaszewski. Goes all the way down, back into the Towson zone where the Tigers will take it back. Maryland's forechecks looking good here. 2 minutes into the first period. No score yet so far, but we've spent most of the time in the Maryland offensive zone as it's dumped in by Steinberg. Both teams jockeying forward in the corner, but the Tigers take it back, only get it to the blue line, and before it's poke check loose again by Maryland. But back in the neutral zone, here come the Tigers. It's a good spin in there by Ben Murphy. He goes behind the net. A nice little hip check there on Bozen, and it ends up behind Jones's net. Bozen backhands it there to get it to Airy along the near side. Airy does a good job to avoid a check from Murphy, gets it back to Tomaszewski, and he flips it to center ice. Gives Maryland a chance to get a change.
And how about that defensive pairing as well? Tomaszewski and Airy playing really good hockey together all season long. They continue to get better and find that mold.
One was softly hit off the pads of Jones, really didn't trouble him much, but the Tigers still in possession there as Alec Hurley brings it in behind the net. Taken there by Maryland, wristed out. Not all the way, and does go all the way down to the other end of the ice. Icing is signaled for, but they wave it off. So Maryland can put some more pressure on, but they will elect to get a change in. Pass towards center ice goes off a stick, and that's going to cause that to be icing. Close there by Marburger, but it just went right under his blade there and went down to the other end. So Maryland gets another opportunity for an offensive zone face-off with 16:40 left in the first period. This draw immediately goes into the corner. Taken by Rudnick. Rudnick still with it. He backhands it towards the neutral zone. Puck bounces around, still ends up in possession of Towson. They have a 2-on-2. Wrist shot comes in, went high and wide. Rebound chance. People were late to respond. And that one a gift there as Kish had a chance to punch it in. It's McMenamin losing his footing down there. The Terps trying to set something up. McAvoy a wrist shot a mile wide. Goes into the right corner. Swinging behind Derek McKee. McKee goes around the boards with it. Back with Towson behind the net. Pass intercepted there by Steinberg. Steinberg plays it across for a Warner wrist shot. Had nothing on it. He may have broke his lumbar there. So he'll go off for a change. Rister comes in from a tight angle. That one, like it was held there for a face-off.
That's a really nice shift by Ray McNamara, Saved a potential goal there by whacking it aside, and then offensive zone, create some plays. I like that shift by McNamara.
Still no score. A little more than 4 minutes played as the faceoff goes to Towson. They're battling for a clearance. We have a big hit there in the right corner. Both players quickly to their feet, however, as Towson works to clear from behind their net. Healey had possession just for a moment. This one's intercepted, though, by Towson in the neutral zone, but that's going to be offside. That's a tough break for the Tigers. They had a 3-on-2 coming in. But it looks like Healey playing some defense there, and it's kind of got caught in the D pairing with the change. Now Maryland will get a true defender on.
Yeah, it also seems like the Tigers are trying to get those fast entries and trying to beat that defense in terms of speed.
Faceoff goes to the Tigers, but the puck goes right onto the stick of Thomas Pettersson, who plays it across the boards, but his pass was intercepted and fired right back into the offensive zone by Towson. Tomaszewski, the first stick to it, comes across the near boards. He'll turn around to avoid a check, and he'll reset it. Pressure being put on there, but he does a good job to juke out Jack Ellis. Towson gets the puck back, however. Justin Brown held it there for a moment, got it back after the pass was tipped, ends up behind the net here for Mercier, but Mercier has a poke checked off of his stick by Tomaszewski. Tomaszewski gets it back after it was deflected off the boards, but it went off of his stick and got poke checked away back into the near side for Ellis to come and get it. Mercier goes back to Ellis right behind the net. Ellis trying to create space, but Pettersson there just to get a body in the way to make it difficult. Ellis swings a pass across trying to get it back for Tyler Mercier, but that one went under his stick and off the near boards.
You got to watch out for those players. Justin Brown, Colin Mercier. The top six for Towson is very dangerous.
Steinberg will just dump it in while Maryland will get an offensive line change as DePoy comes in with the third line. Speaking of DePoy, gets the puck right here in the neutral zone. Dumps it in, Airy chasing after it, but McKee will be there first. Swings it around, a really nice interception by Maryland. Now they have a chance with DePoy, and this one is saved and up into the protective netting for a stoppage. First big chance for Maryland there with DePoy in the slot. $13:50 left on the clock in the first period here at Ice World. No score so far, but you have to admit, for a Division I versus Division II game, Maryland is playing some really good hockey.
They're playing well, and I think they wanted to come out hungry after that last loss. They got 2 weeks off, coming fresh from Thanksgiving, so I think we could expect it.
Area rifles one in there, and another save made by Daniel Ludwig. He'll hold for the draw. Maryland wins it again as DePoy quickly to chase after it. He does get possession. He's brought down from behind, no whistle as it comes to the near boards. Drake was able to poke it and keep it in. Behind the net. Heavy pressure being put on by Maryland. Again, the forecheck looking fantastic here through the early part of this game as Simon Gosselin had it and then lost it again. Maryland continuing to put the pressure on Muirhead, dumped it back in. But it's lost at the blue line by Maryland. Towson tried to bring it the other way, but the ice a little too slippery there for Ben Murphy, who went down. Battle for it at the Terps blue line. A good job tracking back by Airy to make it difficult. And then Healey brought it forward, was lined up for a hit stop, passed it to Eden. Now Eden with it at the far side. Eden tried to set one up for Beganowski, but his one-timer blocked. Good hit there in open ice by Beganowski, or that was Eden as a matter of fact. To keep Towson from settling in any way in the neutral zone. And that's again Eden showing the combination of skills that he has as we'll get a stoppage here at 12:28 left in the first period. But, I mean, you call him Nathan Mckinnon for a reason, and even though Nathan Mckinnon does not have a mustache, but he plays with a good style of strength, speed, and just has good athleticism in general.
Well, I mean, you talk about that mustache. Austin Matthews just shaved off his, and the Liam Eden gets one of his own, so you could call him Austin Matthews tonight.
As a wrister comes in here from Ray McNamara, it ends up loose there at the right post. Ludwig just barely able to drift it away, and then another quick one will come in from Eden, but that one never got to Ludwig. Eden collects at the far boards, does a spin around wrist shot, saved again by Ludwig. Healey was trying to look for a rebound chance, never got it. Now he's pinned against the boards in the left corner. Healey and Beganowski amongst the Terrapins trying to get this puck back, and it does go to Healey. Healey drifts to the post, tries a wrist shot, and a really nice save there by Ludwig to get a stoppage with just under 12 minutes to play. But Maryland keeping the pressure on Eden and Healey with shots during that shift. But Ludwig holding strong so far.
I don't think we're able to see it on this camera, but if we look, we can see it, the broadcasters on the bench. It looks like there's not enough space in the bench. The players got to stand in the back. I don't know if those are the players that just came off the ice or what, but a little interesting. We haven't seen that yet this year.
Face-off brings the puck right to the front of the net again. Ludwig gloves that one down for another face-off. Goes Towson's way, and now here come the Tigers. 2-on-2, a really pretty move there, and a wrist shot comes in. Really nice save by Jones to match the effort in there from Drew Lustig. Goes back out to the blue line. They try to get it to Lustig again. He sneaks past Pedersen, pokes it in front, and good reaction there from Jones to cover immediately. But a nice angle there from Lustig, and that's really Jones' first save of heavy pressure in this game.
Yeah, that Tiger offense has been buzzing a little bit when they get full possession of that puck in the offensive zone. But the defense has stood the test so far.
Lustig backhands it. Wrist shot comes in, and a really nice save by Jones on Mercier as he denied him. A shot came right from the slot. It looks like we're going to get a penalty here for tripping. We'll see who the guilty party is on this one. It's tough to see from this angle because the bench looks like the penalty box. So looks like it's going to be Pedersen, 2 minutes for tripping, and a power play chance here for the Tigers. Face-off goes their way.
It is Pedersen.
First penalty of the game for either side. We'll see what comes of this. McAvoy nearly gets a breakaway the other way, taking advantage of a puck loose in the neutral zone, but Towson takes it back after the puck drifted a little too far and too fast for McAvoy. Now here's Towson drifting in again. Colin Mercier, Eden hounding him as well as Healey. Providing some support, Jake Lissy for Towson. It goes back out to the point for McKee. McKee, a wrist shot in. That one just off the back glass. Another one goes off the backboards. Lissy spins loose, and the pass goes under the stick of Colin Mercier back to the neutral zone, and this will force a reset here for the Tigers with 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the power play. A nice neutral zone move there by Justin Brown as he brings it in. McAvoy tried to stonewall him and almost got thrown into the boards. This one swings around. Healey couldn't get control of it. Here's Jack Callaghan. Callaghan with it again. Gets it to Jack Ellis. Back to the point. Rister in. Pad save made, and a really nice clear from Tyler McAvoy, and he'll go off for a well-earned change. 40 seconds left on the power play. Here's the restart from the Tigers as they bring it forward. Backhanded in by Callaghan. Right in the near corner. Back to the point. Jones. Jones gives it off to Lustig. Back to Jones. Jones a wrist shot and a save made by Jones. That's Aidan Jones. Little Jones on Jones going on there with Bobby on the shot, Aidan on the save.
You got 12 seconds left of penalty time, so got to finish off the kill.
Face-off bit to the right of Aidan Jones. Won by Towson. Wrister in, was deflected, and that brought it wide. Airy looking for a clear here, Maryland. Any clear would get them through this PK. Goes to Tomaszewski, and he does a good job lifting the puck to get it to center ice, and Maryland back at full strength. We'll bring Steinberg on. McKee has the puck for Towson. He avoids a check in his own zone. Maryland trying to get it back, though, with pressure from Andrew Muirhead. Muirhead does win it back. He has it on his backhand, though, so nothing he can do there but bring it into the corner. 8:40 left in the period as Maryland tried to line something up there at the far post and jam it in, but good job getting the skate to the post there for Ludwig.
So 8:40 remaining here in this opening frame. We got a pretty even game so far, just one penalty. Not too many shots on goal, but each team has been relatively even so far.
Faceoff goes right back to Ludwig again. He gloves it. Faceoff ends up with the puck in the corner. Maryland gets it back in front after a loose puck, but DePoy couldn't punch it in. Ludwig holding the post again. Maryland with a few chances as it heads into the right corner. 8:10 left on the clock here in the first period. Try to punch it in again. Ludwig holds the post and gets a pad on that one to get the whistle. The puck was lost by the officials, and that led to that stoppage.
Yeah, it looks like it to be a premature call by the referee. I'm not sure if he saw that puck, but regardless, we'll get an offensive zone draw to the left of the goaltender.
That is won by Towson. At least they get possession coming off that face-off. They try and clear. It goes to McAvoy. Apologize for a little bit of choppiness in the stream. Working on that as well as this puck goes right to the pad of Jones. Covers for the face-off. Face-off won by the Terrapins, but it doesn't end up going their way of possession. Markberger back to the point. Eden with a chance here. He got the puck at the blue line, brings it in. Wrist shot, big save made by Ludwig. Big denial there. Stoppage on the clock, 7:25 left.
Seems like we get a couple of those every game with Liam Eden rushing onto the breakaway.
Maryland trying to force it back here with Beganowski. Swings back out to the point here, and then goes all the way down to the far near end of the ice here. Terrapins working on a clear. He's up in a tight situation. Eden. He was walled off. He gets it back near the blue line, backhands it across the ice. No one can get it there for Maryland, however, and it goes back to the neutral zone. Flipped right in, and Jones will just hold there in the left glove.
Oh.
Ends up at the far side. Maryland goes forward with it. Warner. Over for Mckinnon. Warner and Mckinnon both grappling for it for Maryland. 6:03 left in the period. It goes down here to the neutral zone. Tomaszewski goes across. Gets it to Mckinnon again. Pressure continues to be heavy here against the Terrapins. Dumped in the right corner for Towson. Maryland gets it back. They cleared forward with Landon Nguyen. It's the fourth line getting some work here. 5.5 left to play in the opening period. Still no score between the Terrapins and the Towson Tigers. Behind the net, Chase Wilson. Wilson sent one into the slot. No one there for Maryland, and this could be trouble the other way. Here comes Colin Mercier. Is forced behind the net. Tried to wrap it around, but again, a nice save by Jones. Has been much busier in the last couple of minutes.
And Tomaszewski with the big help there. Tried doing the wraparound, but Jones with a nifty pad save.
Here comes McAvoy. With it now, McAvoy backhands it for Tomaszewski.
I believe the in-arena scoreboard just turned off. And so we're going to play about 20 minutes and 15 seconds this period. Adding some time there. So we'll adjust our score clock. I don't think the officials noticed that. I don't think anyone noticed that.
Yeah, just you, it seemed. 4:35 left in the period as the puck drifts back out to the neutral zone. McAvoy gets the puck back, goes across for Trevor Drake. Drake punches it forward into the offensive zone. Maryland can't recollect it as it's poked back out towards center with McAvoy. McAvoy got it forward, a little bit of a stumble there. Now Towson takes it. Here come the Tigers. Wagenman plays it in off the right pad of Jones. Wagenman gets it back, or actually correction there. This is Alec Healey with the puck. But Healey lost it. It goes forward to Drake. Here's a 2-on-1 for Maryland. Drake forced right side. Centered one in front, but Muirhead couldn't get the shot in. Looked like it went wide. Healey off to the corner for Maryland. Maryland got it back. Jetson Koo cleared it to the neutral zone, but Towson had an opportunity to get it right back.
Oh, a nice move by Healey.
And here he has a chance. The wrist shot just past the far post. Healey back with it. Looking for Airy. Airy forced back to the neutral zone with 3 minutes left to play in this first period. Airy off the boards. Healey. Now Beganowski chasing after it. Beganowski has it poked, checked away as the scoreboard goes off again. It's going to keep it on the ice, it seems. Wrist shot blocked there, came in from Justin Brown. Now Brown pinned against the boards with McAvoy. We'll just leave the clock going because we don't know how much time is going to be left because we're back at 4:50. And we were under 3 minutes to play there a moment ago. Mercier, backhander. Saved by Jones, and he was able to smother the puck before any damage was done.
So it looks like we'll play about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. The score clock is, they have the score clock at 4:38 right now. We're at 2:17, so the score clock originally turned off, and then it kept going for about 2 more minutes. It's turned off again, and it's back at the time when it originally turned off, if that makes sense. So looks like we're going to play about 22 and a half minutes this period, unless they can figure that out. Doesn't look like they are figuring it out. And I think the referees are aware of that now. Again, it should be around 2:17, not 4:38.
All right, we'll go with 2:32. They'll put on the clock. That's close enough to what we had here. Face-off goes to Towson. Quick shot fired in, blocked by Healey. Healey backhands it to the neutral zone. Beganowski takes it right there. 2-1-1 chance. Beganowski and Eden. Beganowski will just shoot, and he scored it! Patrick Beganowski finds the top side of the net with 2:22 left in the opening period. The Terps have taken the 1-0 lead.
I couldn't even see where he snuck that one in. A very sneaky shot. Beganowski does his celly that he likes to do, and he fires that one home. Terps 1-0 lead with this first frame coming to an end. You love to see it against this D1 Towson Tiger team.
Let me apologize for the choppiness in the stream. We'll have a full copy of the game up shortly after the conclusion of this one as Muirhead brings it past the blue line. Forced into a tough spot. It ends up going behind the net. Swinging around with it is Bobby Jones. Jones gave it off. Then we had a check behind the net. No one can seem to come up with the puck. And then finally, Towson does get it. Jones. Gave it off. Now Towson trying to get it to center ice, but miscommunication gives the puck back to Ray McNamara. A little under 100 seconds to play in the opening period. Terps 1, Towson nothing so far. This one goes into the right side, right corner, I should say. It looks like that one went into either the netting or the bench. Either way, we'll get a face-off coming out the neutral zone.
Yeah, it's tough to see that back right corner toward the Towson bench, especially given where we are. But one side of the ice, we're able to get a lot of action. The other side, can't really get too much, but just our setup for tonight.
This one goes right to Ludwig, which has been a theme tonight on these face-offs in the Towson zone.
I like that idea, though, by Tomaszewski. Right off the draw, you just fire it on net. Trying to create some chances.
Minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Goes back out to the Towson blue line. Tomaszewski couldn't get anything off there. He gets it back. And then this one drifts back out to the neutral zone where Towson can take it. Really nice poke check by Airy as it goes into the near corner. It's backhanded clear by Steinberg. Not all the way clear, however, as it's backhanded right again behind Aidan Jones. Tomaszewski flips it towards the blue line. Held in by Towson. Fired up off the right corner. We'll swing around with it. It is Tomaszewski waiting, just trying to burn out the time, it appears. Maryland will take the lead going into the period if they can hang on.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Take the 1-0 lead.
McKee for Towson, and it does end up again in the Maryland zone. Tomaszewski the first to it as he goes down, as he was clattered into there.
That's going to be a penalty
by Zach Wagenman, and then now we'll get a penalty with 11.7 seconds left in the period. Take a look at this call.
I think it's going to be Ben Murphy, number 25 in white, I believe. It's tough to see.
So is Murphy on the penalty? We're not sure what the penalty is for. I didn't catch the signal, but with the PN rank announcer and says it will know. but only 11.7 seconds left for Maryland. They'll try and get this late goal if they can. Otherwise, they'll take the power play into the second period. This one's flipped down to the other end of the ice off the clear by Towson. Penalty was for hooking on Murphy, but that'll take us to the end of the first period of play. It's the Terrapins 1, Towson nothing, and you've got to be happy with what you saw there for Joe Carter.
Absolutely. I mean, you're playing a D1 team. I know we keep saying it, but and Coach Carter said during the ACC showcase he believes this team can compete with anyone. So far, they're doing well tonight against the Tigers, who are a very strong team. I know their record says 7-9, but they're playing good hockey, the Terrapins. They got a 1-0 lead with 40 minutes of play.
So we'll take a break here, step aside for a moment. Maryland Hockey Network will be back for the start of the second period. Currently, Terps 1, Tigers nothing through 20 minutes of play. Our apologies for that stoppage there. A minute into the second period. Maryland did score, though, on that power play goal. Makes it 2-0.
Yeah, we're sorry that we missed that. We're especially sorry that they scored while we were gone.
Yeah,
it's a power play goal for Liam Eden.
Yeah, Eden on the goal. We did again apologize for the forces stoppage there. But we're back underway here, Terps, and Towson 2-0. Terps in the lead as they'll try and take it past center ice. Drifted back in, a backhander. Brings it back out towards center, and it looked like didn't know where the puck was at there for a moment. On the right side, towards the back of the net, they try and jam it in there on Jones. Jones holds strong again, showcasing some of his good saves tonight. He's had quite a few that he's been busy with, but another nice save there for Jones. Keeps us at a 2-0 game. Face-off will be to the left of Jones. Won by Maryland. They bring it in as Drake just plays it off the boards. Maryland trying to corral it. Drake with it again. Drake pass across. Wide open chance for Muirhead. He couldn't find the back of the net. He had nothing but the cage to look at, but could not plan it. We're going to holding call here against Muirhead in the near corner, and that'll be a power play for Towson. Muirhead stunned at the call.
That's an interesting call. It's going to be Muirhead that goes. The stick was flung out of his hands. But Muirhead will go to the box. We'll get a Tiger power play.
Comes Maryland. It's Healey. Healey, breakaway, holds, fires, save made Ludwig. He gets it back, a second chance denied again. Two sensational saves by Ludwig. And we'll have some extracurriculars.
Yeah, you gotta like everything that Tucker Healey did on that play. He got the breakaway, was denied. Got the puck back after being hit, tried again, was denied again. And then once the Tiger player skated over to him, I couldn't make out who it was. He gets right into his face and starts some shoving. Gets that physicality.
Which we've seen ticks of tonight. Been clean for the most part, but
I would do the exact same if I was Healey. If I had an opposing player come skate up at me like that for being hit, I'd get right in his face. He did the right thing there. And it looks like
we're going to get a long conversation here. Maryland's already on the kill. It's worth noting that if they do have penalties coming up here for that extracurricular activity.
Towson just wants to play, but are we getting a face-off somewhere else, or are they discussing the play, or what?
That's a good question. I cannot quite see what they're conversing about.
The referee, the official with the puck in his hand is in the Towson defensive zone, along with one player. That's Justin Brown. And the other four Towson players are at their bench. Now Maryland comes over. So we're not sure what the discussion was, but looks like the face-off will stay where it was intended to be.
Yes, it'll be to the right of
and we got another
here.
penalty,
We have another penalty, so actually going to get 4-on-4 hockey. They are going to send Drew Lustig to the box. Didn't get the call. We either expect something in the roughing neighborhood, though. Puck goes out near center ice, so a lot more space out there to skate for both teams as McAvoy goes across for Eden. Eden holding the puck at the blue line, backhands one. That's intercepted by McKee. McKee got it off to Mercier. Mercier swings behind, gives it off in front, and another denial there by Jones. Right on the doorstep.
So after this 4-on-4, Maryland will get about 19 seconds of power play time.
17 minutes, 3 seconds left in the period. Minute and a half left on the 2 4-on-4s. Maryland bringing it forward. Swung around as Tomaszewski gives the puck off. Here is Tomaszewski. Wrister goes well wide, and it's poked loose here by Towson. They try to get it up quickly to Colin Mercier. Mercier does chase it down, which waves off the icing, passes it back, but there's no one in the slot for him. It goes right onto the stick of Steinberg. But Maryland couldn't generate any offense going the other way. This one goes off the back of the net. Airy will take it from there.
See Airy partnered with Tomaszewski, that usual pairing, but also Misconduct with Steinberg at the forwards on this 4-on-4.
There is Tomaszewski. Ends up back in the Towson zone. Their pass forward is taken away by Maryland and Tomaszewski. Goes forward to Beganowski. Went underneath his stick, and Maryland will just elect to go for a change. Terps with it again. Tomaszewski dumping it in near the near boards. It's cleared away quickly by Evan Walcott. Only as far as Drake, though, as Drake gets it over to Muirhead. Muirhead a wrister in. They couldn't knock it down. Goes back to the stick of Drake. Drake backhands one towards the slot, but DePoy could not get a stick on it. They find one back and a couple of chances. Drake had the one denied, then couldn't get a stick on the other as DePoy with a good check in the corner. DePoy holding it, swings it around, tried to get it back to Drake, but looks like Callaghan's going to be the first one to it. But Callaghan can't get through Tomaszewski, who just sends it to the other end of the ice. I would say from an east to west standpoint, that pass. But now Muirhead has it taken off of his stick and an opportunity to clear for Towson. Towson will play it off the boards. It'll go up the near side. Tomaszewski.
You gotta love that shift by the Terps, especially Trevor Drake and Andrew Muirhead, keeping that puck in multiple times.
Down to 14 and a half left in the period. As this one goes up off the netting for a stop. Just Maryland was trying to dump it in. 2-0 Terps here. Goals from Eden in this period, and Beganowski had the first on the nice 2-on-1 play. 14:30 left as we'll go to Towson off the draw. They get it around for Vinny Karam. He has it taken away by Warner. Warner did a good job to avoid one check, but then he was cut off from the puck. Mckinnon got it, goes back for McAvoy. High slot, McAvoy shot blocked, goes high into the air, and that will allow it to get back to the neutral zone. But Maryland not giving up on this opportunity. As Landon DeWin is a really scrappy player, nearly able to hold it in there. Now a chance possibly brewing there for Towson, but the shot goes high. Jack Ellis had it for a moment, brings it into the corner. They try and center it back to the point. Bobby Jones' shot is blocked as it drifts out to the corner. A couple of poke checks as Warner plows into his own man. Back to Ellis. Ellis wrists one in. That one was redirected and went wide. 13 and a half left to play in the period. So it goes across the blue line. And then finally a chance to clear for Maryland. They get it back to the neutral zone, and they'll get a change in as it ends up at the stick of Tyler McAvoy. McAvoy passed forward to Nguyen, or at least in his direction, but it looks like it is going to be cleared away by Towson. On the other side, it's Kish. Kish gets smashed there by Ray McNamara. It looks like Ray got some damage to himself as well as he flew into the boards. Puck goes back out to the neutral zone. Sam Rudnick. Rudnick across for McKee. being pressured by Bosin. Was able to get the pass off, and now Towson with it near center with Justin Brown. Brown forced to the corner by Tomaszewski. He'll turn direction back towards his own blue line. Here's Brown. He holds, and he'll just fire a shot at from a tight angle. Jones made the save. A couple of poke chances here, but they keep him out as Healey not able to get it past Aidan Jones. Stoppage in play with 12:18 left in the second period. 2-0 Terps.
And we keep saying it, but you got to love the way the Terps are playing so far tonight. You got a 2-0 lead. They're playing good hockey. I think the offense has only gotten better throughout the course of the night so far. So they've still got a lot of hockey left. The game's not even halfway over, so we'll see if they can continue that.
Face off. Goes to the Terps. Good job by Liam Eden, but he was just barely walled off there by Jack Callaghan, who did a good job coming back for that puck. Callaghan with it. Pass forward to Justin Brown. Poked around. Terps trying to get it back at the edge of the attacking zone, but it ends up at the stick here. Colin Mercier into space. Mercier goes across. And a no goal there as Brown looked like he had nothing but the cage to shoot. I'm not sure if it was saved or went wide, but either way, no goal there for Towson.
Yeah, I think that one went wide. It was floating in air. He's trying to knock that one down, but it just went wide of the crease.
Puck in the right corner. Terps able to take it from there. McAvoy waiting for the puck. That's Eden here waiting for it. And he did a good job holding himself back, but he had no support there. And puck taken away from him back to Justin Brown. He's going in 1-on-2. Now he's got some support. Brown trying to get around Tomaszewski, but Tomaszewski gets that one with the poke check. Another wrister comes in, that time from Ellis. That's blocked. Ends up behind the Maryland net, and the Terps are able to send it back to neutral. Healey collects it. Pass forward. Off of Tomaszewski's stick and into the offensive zone as Muirhead backhands it in, but the Terps went for a change, so that will kill any offensive capabilities there as Karam plays it forward. Went right back to Muirhead, who sent it back behind the Towson net. Karam was able to hold off there and get it to Drew Lustig, but this one ends up out of play there, it appears. So stoppage with 10.5 left in the second period.
So we'll get the DePoy line out there, playing with Trevor Drake and Andrew Muirhead. Aries out there with Koo right now.
It's the second line. It's the both third lines. Third line deep pairing and third line forwards. As Towson takes it forward, a long pass creates a breakaway. Mercier, a backhand chance, and another save by Aidan Jones, that time with the left pad.
And how about his goaltending partner, Henry Pelletier, banging on the bench as he always does. Oh, here we got a big scrum.
We got a big scrum here in the right corner. Refs going down, all kinds of bodies in that corner. Bodies flying. Can't get a great look through the white of the netting there, but holy smokes, that was a Donnybrook there in the right corner.
That was a Donnybrook.
Good old-fashioned Donnybrook there, as we may see some players get their walking papers after that one. We'll get a look at who is going to be penalized for this one, because I'm sure they're not going to let this one stand.
You see Muirhead pleading his case.
Looks like the ref's going over to the score table. Looks like Muirhead's going to be escorted off of the ice. And so Muirhead is clearly going to get a penalty here. And it appears it is also going to be a game misconduct. I'm sorry. Now the question is it a 2 and 10, or is this a 5-minute major penalty?
And is this the second time this season that Muirhead has done that? Has this been escorted off the ice?
This is the second game misconduct. If this holds as a game misconduct.
And I believe by ACHA rules, if he is kicked out of this game, then he is suspended 1 game.
Yeah, so he will not play the first leg of the Penn State trip next weekend. But we have to sort this one out first on what the story's going to be here with 10:02 left in the second period. We have a 2-0 Maryland lead. Eden and Beganowski scored, but just as it looked like Towson was going to get one back, Tyler Mercier on a breakaway chance. It was denied, and it was off the plate. Didn't look like there was much there. It was Mercier in on a breakaway. Jones made the save, and then off the puck, away from the action, we just see this huge scrum in the right corner, and now Muirhead is off of the ice while the refs try to sort this one out on who's getting penalties and who's leaving the hockey rink tonight.
Well, with the Donnybrook, did Muirhead instigate that? I couldn't really see.
It was me because I was looking at the puck there, and Mercier got it saved, and immediately you had seen that scrum. I saw a body go flying on the corner, and the question is always about, did they just see Muirhead? Was he retaliating, or what the story was? But Muirhead is off the ice, and he still is waiting
Still
right there,
yelling.
still gesturing and yelling from the far side of the ice. You've yet to get a call from the officials.
It seems like the Maryland coaches were not in the faces of the referees, so Muirhead is still behind the boards but along the glass. It's not like he's in the locker room or anything.
Now he's making his way to the locker room. But again, the big thing for Maryland here is they got to hope this is a 2, because a 5-minute major penalty could be trouble and could turn the momentum in this game.
The referees, we see a referee and you see 2 officials at the scorer's table.
Because the good news is it looked like it was pretty localized from a standpoint. It didn't turn into a massive benches clearing brawl, thank goodness.
They must have video over there because you see 2 officials watching the screen.
Yeah, it looks
now
like
they come out.
They may have something that they saw. We didn't get a look at it, at least not a clean one. But either way, Muirhead is in the locker room, so that's going to be a 10-minute game misconduct for him. And it is going to be a 5-minute major. And that is a devastating blow to the Terps, who are in control in this game 2-0, and now they got to spend 5 minutes on the kill. They've killed a couple penalties already tonight, but this one is going to be a handful for the PK unit.
Yeah, I mean, to say the least, this is dangerous for the Terps. You got 5-minute penalty. Obviously, if Towson does score, the penalty will continue. So you got to keep the puck out of the net.
And the big killer for this is, again, we talk about killing your own momentum. You're in control of this game. Now is the last time that you could afford to take a major penalty like that.
Yeah, the defense got to come up big here. I mean, they've been big all night, so if there's time where they really, really step it up, I mean, it's clearly these 5 minutes.
So a huge 5-minute major penalty. We'll get the call. It's likely charging or boarding. But either way, Terps have got some trouble. I think they would love to be out of this 5-minute major penalty with the lead. I think that is the goal here for Joe Carter's club.
Yeah, you got to get as many clears as you can. Just keep the offense away. The Towson offense, that is.
The draw
And
goes to
right
Maryland. Now they may have a chance shorthanded here. Bringing it forward Healey, but a late poke check there by Colin Mercier, who tracked back to make the play. Pass goes forward to Zach Wagenman, and then he'll end up turning back towards Justin Brown, who will now go forward with the puck. And we'll see what the Tigers have in store as Brown swings it around all the way back to the left point. Goes across. Back to Brown. Brown lifts one in there. That way caught a Terp up high. McKee in the right corner. Back to Brown at the right point. He drifts across. Gets onto the tape of Mercier, and the first time Jones is called upon on this kill, he makes the save. 9:16 to play in the second period. 2-0 Maryland, 4 minutes and 16 seconds left on the Muirhead penalty.
So 44 seconds into the penalty. Good kill so far, but you got a long, tall mountain to climb.
Towson with it now, left point. Colin Mercier goes to Brown. Brown wrist shot in off the right pad of Aidan Jones. Mercier keeps it alive. This one goes back out to the slot. Eden got it. Here's Eden drifting in from the right dot. Liam with a shot and a great save by Ludwig. Goes right into the crease and he's able to glove it down. Again, Liam Eden showing how he can make offense out of just about nothing there as he does it again.
Seems like he's getting 3+ breakaways a game.
We're going to get the call here on Muirhead. It appears they're a little bit behind on the in-rink announcements. For head contact is the call on Muirhead. He made contact with the head. That's going to get him 5.
Yeah,
so
there's
not much you can argue with there, unfortunately.
It's tough to see from our view, our angle anyway, but we were following the puck too. He wasn't really near the puck when that happened. But we'll go back on our camera. We'll see if we could get that. But either way, I'm sure the officials reviewed it because they were looking at the screen behind the scorer's table, so they're probably confirming that call.
Maryland doing a good job on the kill. They made it through 2 minutes unscathed. 8 minutes left in the period, but here come Towson again. Back out to the left point. Taken there by Bobby Jones. Jones gets it back after a pass, wrists one in, catches one of the Tigers up high, and then a wrist shot came in from Ben Murphy, and that one denied by Aidan Jones. Now here comes Maryland again trying to create something shorthanded. They had a couple of chances, but they just couldn't get it out of their own skates. And they'll just have to settle for the clear and the change as Maryland will send some of the fourth line forwards on to get some fresh legs and some energy into this penalty kill. So we'll have Warner on with Steinberg as the two forwards on this group. And then Warner with a massive hit across the backboards there on Wagenman.
That's what Warner does.
Reason that he is tied for top on the team in penalty minutes as well. He's a very physical player. Tomaszewski backhands it back to Warner. Speaking of Blake as he dumps it in. Trying to get it back from McKee. McKee hits the ice, but that one goes into the non-dangerous left corner for Bobby Jones to clear it forward. Now a chance here. Wagenman waited, sent it across the slot. Pass was blocked. Goes back out to Jason Steinberg. Steinberg tried to hold up. He absorbed a hit there from McKee as the puck goes behind the Towson net. We'll have to restart with Justin Brown. 1:23 seconds left on the Muirhead Major. 6 minutes, 18 seconds left in the period. This one goes out to the neutral zone. Maryland's playing with a lot of confidence out there, Matt. You can just see it in the way that they're skating. Their aggressiveness so far is they're not letting a team from the higher division scare them in any way whatsoever.
They're playing a great game, and they're having a fantastic penalty kill here.
Down to just a minute left on the power play for Towson. They got to get something out of this if they want to try and fight back into this game. Mercier sent it near the front. McKee got tied up in his skates. Maryland able to clear. To be held back by Ludwig. Ben Murphy waits for his group to get forward. Now he's ready to go. Murphy off to Lustig. Down the right wing boards. Pass to Callaghan. Got caught up in his skates. Callaghan got it back though. Murphy swings behind the net. Tried to backhand it in front as it drifts back out towards the blue line and into the neutral zone. 10 seconds left on the penalty kill. Dumped in. Aidan Jones holds it for Tyler McAvoy. McAvoy didn't get the puck. Left it back there as it now goes into the corner. We're even strength. Beganowski gets on the ice. There's a quick chance there. Generates in front for Wagenman, but he couldn't put it on net. Now try to get cherry picking there to get it to Beganowski, who came on for the even strength. That does not work. Went to Karam. Centered in front. Murphy right on the welcome mat. Is saved by Jones, who has played easily his best game of the season so far. And that getting the start for Pelletier.
First whistle in a while, too. We got a long stretch without any whistles. Great penalty kill by Maryland.
And they cannot ask for anything more than that. Again, we're walking in. It looks like we're going to get another penalty, though.
Oh, there are 5 Terps
So
on
there
the
are 5
ice.
Terps on the ice, so they're just the scoreboard's been a little bit misleading this evening. So that's not a penalty on DePoy. It looks like that they're late, or if it is, it's going to be another penalty for too many men on the ice. But it looks like that is just a mistake. As it looks like we're going to have an elbow here as Steinberg got hit right in the elbow, right in the face with a flailing elbow from Evan Walcott. We can see that one easily from here, Perks being so close on this side.
Easy
But that was
call.
the easiest penalty call of the season, and Maryland will get a power play chance. Maryland scored once on the power play on the goal that unfortunately we missed on the broadcast from Liam Eden just a few seconds into the second period on that power play. So Maryland gets another chance. They are 1 for 2 on the power play.
I believe the reason they have the DePoy penalty on the score clock is because of that roughing from earlier. They still have one player from each team in the penalty box, and for Maryland it's DePoy.
Now we're getting a look here as they're trying to sort this one out, because now Maryland down to 4 skaters on the ice. Because they're not sure. They called it DePoy penalty, and I don't recall DePoy getting called for a penalty at all in this period. They said that he got a slash. Oh, DePoy did have the 1 penalty, but it was well earlier in the second. It was before the major penalty.
They called his name on the PA announcement, but he's still, it looks like he's still in the box. And there's a Towson player in the box as well. It should be a 5-on-4.
It should be a 5-on-4 for Maryland. It looks like those were just penalties that were offsetting.
Yeah,
there are manpower penalties.
Offsetting roughing calls.
So they don't need that necessarily on the board.
Looks like it'll be a 5-on-4. It should be.
And look, that looks like what the setup is. They're just trying to sort it out. The scoreboard has been a little bit finicky tonight. With that, they had issues with the clock in the first period. Now they're having issues with the penalty clock in this period. See that, or this will be a 4-on-3. Very rare in hockey. As they continue to discuss this situation with the Maryland players, Eden in particular being the captain.
So we've had quite a few long conversations tonight.
This has been a long period of hockey.
Mostly about penalties.
It's been about penalties and game misconducts and such.
We've got the delayed start as well. I mean, it's already almost 9:30, and we're not even done with the second period, but that's all right. That means we got a longer night of hockey, which we enjoy.
Always good. And we appreciate you sticking with us through the technical difficulties we had earlier in the broadcast. Back online, here we are. Apologetic to Liam Eden, though, because the mustache man was not able to see that goal on video.
Yeah, Austin Matthews, Nathan McKinnon, you name it. Might as well call him Wayne Gretzky.
All right, they've sorted this one out, and looks like it's going to be a 4-on-4.
Yeah, they don't like the call
They
either.
don't like
you see
the way
Eden
this is,
shaking his head.
unless DePoy was hit for another penalty that we didn't see. And this isn't about the slash he had earlier. This is a fresh penalty, and that is something different. So 4-on-4 hockey here. 4:14 left in the second period.
We'll have to ask the coaches during the intermission, and we'll provide word for that.
Yeah, we'll try and clear that one up. Maryland tries to generate something quickly as Tomaszewski has one deflected up into the netting behind the Towson goal. That will bring us to and stop at 4:04 left in period number 2. 2-0 Maryland. That is something that's been lost in all the action in this period. They've played really good hockey in this game throughout. And they hold a 2-0 edge so far. This one lined up for a one-timer. That one fanned on a little bit, though, by Tomaszewski. Now he has to track back as Brown brings it forward, but he loses his footing, and he goes crashing into Aidan Jones. And then he still makes a nice glove save.
Wow.
Oh, what about that play by Aidan Jones? He's down on the ice. He got hit. Now, there's no penalty, and didn't have much space, but still managed to get the glove up and make the save.
I think he lost his stick, too. See the brick wall, Igor Shesterkin did that a few nights ago for the Rangers. And now Aidan Jones does it himself. Wanted to make another comparison. I know the players like those as well, so I had to reel one out there again.
And now we have a Nathan McKinnon, Keith Yandel, and Shesterkin all on this team at once. Sounds like we have a winning squad, if you ask me.
We'll get one for every player before the season's over.
Eden backhands this one towards the Maryland blue line. Now Airy has to turn back. Still 4-on-4 hockey, another 42 seconds. Both teams trying to generate offense here. And bad pass intercepted by Drew Lustig as he brings it into the corner. Now he accelerates to try and generate some space, but that one taken off of his stick, and Maryland can go forward with Liam Eden. Who else? Eden over to Tomaszewski. He'll just fire one in. A nice glove save there by Ludwig. We'll have a stoppage with 3:01 left in the second period.
You see Coach Carter and Henry Pelletier sharing some chuckles on the bench. That's what you like to see. They're staying loose. They got the 2-0 lead. You still got to play a good, tight game of hockey, but it's nice to see they're having some smiles on the bench.
It's
after the frustrations, especially with the referees.
Yes, and again, Henry Pelletier, probably one of the best goaltenders you can have. He plays well when he's called upon, but I mean, when he is not starting, he brings so much energy there on the bench.
Yeah, and even off the ice, he really wants to grow Maryland's hockey and, you know, always advance the team and do whatever he can. He's always looking to do something.
For a guy in his first year, he's a little bit of a veteran for hockey that had played some time in the junior circuit, as it looks like the penalty to DePoy is going to expire. So Maryland will get a really, really short power play in the 10-second range, but they at least have an opportunity to get the puck forward. And they do get it here to Beganowski. Beganowski's shot is blocked there by Bobby Jones. Follow-up chance for McAvoy is well wide. Jones gets it back, flips it forward. They're going to try and get a cherry pick the other way with Ben Murphy. The pass was off target, though, and he has to go behind the net. Murphy does center one towards the slot. Ends up for Jones. Jones wrists one in. Save made. Rebound chance, a few of them, and they can't punch it in.
A really good save, that second one.
The second one in particular for Aidan Jones was difficult. He was out of position, and he still managed to make the save. But now Towson continuing to put on some pressure as this one, wrister from the left side, saved by Jones again. Just under 2 minutes left in the second period.
I mean, he's having a really, really solid game so far between the pipes, Aidan Jones. And he's still got another period behind him, but, I mean, he's playing some fantastic hockey. The whole team has been great tonight.
Face off to the right of Jones, won by Maryland. They try to clear, and they're able to do so as it gets towards center ice. Here, Landon to win. Bringing it in left dot. He tried to pass it across. He thought a teammate was there. No one within 10 feet of that pass, though. 90 seconds left in the period. Airy in some trouble. He's able to get a pass off the boards to Liam Eden. Gets it to Landon to win, but that one goes off of the boards. It looks like Landon Wynn going to step up into third line minutes here in this game with Muirhead off of the ice. He'll be the fourth liner that's elected to get some more time. He has the puck now. Gets it behind for Healey. Healey wraps it. Gets it to Tomaszewski, and he scored it. Daniel Tomaszewski, another gorgeous shot from Tomaszewski. He's really showcased his shooting this year. That is his fourth goal of the season, and he's had some big ones, and this one pads Maryland's lead 3-0.
Seems like he just had that loose puck skitter over to him, and he just fired it home right past the goaltender. Simple as that.
Tomaszewski, that's his first goal since his dramatic double overtime winner against the Virginia Tech Hokies. Game 2 of the ACC showcase.
What a game that was as well. So we got a 3-0 Terps lead.
Just a minute left to play in the period. Maryland looked like they were going to lose the momentum in this period after the 5-minute major, but they killed that off and then added a goal here at the end of the period with Tomaszewski.
And they scored a goal in the opening seconds of this period, and now they scored a goal almost in the last minute as well. So they're playing a full period.
Yeah, bookended it really nicely. Storybook on both sides. This puck is flipped forward looking for Mercier in the left corner. His backhand goes all the way around near the point. They get it back to Mercier, directed in front. Mercier with 2 bites at the chair. He still can't score, and then a backhand chance is denied by Jones and flips out towards the corner. Maryland trying to get something here really late in the period with Beganowski, but he accelerated a little too late and lost the puck, and he backhanded it around the boards. 8 seconds left in the period. It's taken here by Rudnick. Rudnick is hit there by Bosin, and it'll just be taken behind the net by Justin Brown, and that'll see us through the end of the second period. Terps 3, Towson nothing. Maryland doing it on both ends really nicely in this game. Goals now for Tomaszewski, Misconduct, and Eden. And Aidan Jones still pitching a shutout through 40 minutes of hockey.
I mean, this has got to be up there for one of the best games of the year so far with the way they're playing. I know they still have another 20 minutes, but, I mean, you got to keep playing the way you are. Don't change anything. And I'm sure Coach Carter will say something along those lines. I'm sure he's unhappy as well with those penalties, but there's nothing you can do about it. You got to move on. You still have a shutout even through the 5-minute power play that Towson had. So keep doing what you're doing. You got 20 minutes left. Fantastic 40 minutes so far for the Terrapins.
So we'll take a break here on Maryland Hockey Network. It's the Terps 3, Towson nothing through 2 periods. We'll be back for the start of the third after the intermission. And we're back here for the third period on Maryland Hockey Network. Mark McClure, Matthew Sillo here at Ice World in Abingdon, Maryland. Terps lead 3-0 over the Towson Tigers. Had a lot of action in the last period. Maryland 2 goals. They also had a 5-minute major penalty to Andrew Muirhead. And he is out for the night, so Maryland is down to 11 forwards. So they'll have Landon Wynn stepping up into a bigger role with the third liners.
And that second period really had everything.
Yeah, it was hockey, the entirety of hockey in 20 minutes. Goals, great saves, and a Donnybrook.
Killing off that game misconduct as well. You got to give that Terps credit.
Mckinnon had it taken off of his stick there as Maryland had a 2-on-1 chance. Now it could get hit the other way. Here's Colin Mercier brings it in, but his shot is wildly high. Goes out towards the blue line. In the neutral zone, it'll be taken by Sam Rudnick.
Mckinnon lost his footing when he was in the offensive zone. He crashed hard into the boards, and you could tell once he got up he was hurt. He just went to the bench.
So here comes Towson Tigers trying to generate offense. They haven't had much in this game, but they'll have a chance here. It's taken behind the net by Jack Ellis. Ellis with a pass in front. This one tied up at the skates there of a defender. For Maryland, looked like it was McAvoy, but they're able to clear it. And then McAvoy with just some no-nonsense play there. He knows it's going to be called an ice, but things were getting a little bit hairy here in the Maryland zone. So he'll just take the ice, and Terps will get an opportunity just to slow things down with 18:42 left in period number 3. Maryland trying to get back to 500. Currently at 5-6, or as they say, 4-6-1-0. With the one win in overtime. We have them just in at 5-6 as the points don't change with the win in overtime, only with the loss. As Healey brings it forward, trying to get it off for Liam Eden, but the pass would let him a little bit too far, and then Eden retakes it at the Towson blue line. Now it goes in behind Ludwig, who's played a pretty solid game of hockey, but has just gotten caught out on a few chances for Maryland. Steinberg can't poke it loose. It'll be dumped in by Towson. Murphy chases after it, but that one took a favorable bounce for the Terps off the back boards and went right to the post for a cover from Aidan Jones.
I think favorable is the right way to sum it up. Went right to Jones. All he had to do was put his glove on it. Had to act a little bit quickly with the rush coming in.
Face-off won by Towson. They have a chance right in front, but that one knocked off the backhand of Wagenman. Now here's Trevor Drake. Going for it, still looking to crack the score sheet for the first time this season. He's had a plethora of opportunities, but he's the type of guy that, like Healey, he just needs one, and then it can be 3 in 2 games.
Yeah, that's very true, and I think he's just got to continue being patient. He's making good plays, and he's putting himself in the right positions. I'll let you take this one away.
Yeah, but this was blocked here. So it looked like Nguyen was going to generate something there, but Drake is definitely a dynamic player. He had a really great pass set up Muirhead for what looked like a sure goal on the far side, but Muirhead missed the net from right in front. So he has really helped Maryland ever since coming up from the Division III team.
Yeah, he doesn't have an assist either, so he's still looking for his first point, not just a goal. But he'll get that soon. He's just got to keep being patient.
At the right wing boards, Eden gets it. Eden, wrister, that one caught some iron on the way in. It beat Ludwig, but didn't beat the post. It looks like we're going to get a trip here at center on Healey. So Maryland will get an opportunity to get an extra skater on, and they do with Bozin. Seen Maryland scored on a delayed penalty before. See what they do this time with the extra skater is Bozin, left dot. Wrists one in, and a nice save by Ludwig will hold. And I should say that Healey was the one that was tripped. And we'll get the call here, or who it was. It's tripping, but.
Yeah, it was a blatant trip. And it's going to be Alec Hurley, number 24.
So Maryland is going to get another chance on the power play. They've been magnificent on the power play in this game.
Another thing is, on that penalty, that delayed call, when you saw Jones go to the bench in the ACHA, on the delayed call, if you score you still get the power play. So you could score 2 goals in that sequence. That's why it's incredibly important to get the goalie off as fast as you can.
Short-handed, here comes Towson. Nothing comes there. They still have a chance here as it's loose with Brown. Brown redirects one and a right pad save by Jones. Tomaszewski has to play it around, and that will give Maryland a chance to restart the attack, but a little bit of flurry of chances there for Towson on the short-handed chance. So it goes off the stick of Beganowski into the right corner where it's retaken by Sam Rudnick. Maryland recovers as Eden goes down to a knee, both knees, trying to recover this puck at the right wing boards. Now Eden through everybody. Here's Liam Eden. Wrist shot save made by Ludwig. But it just seems like Liam Eden gets at least 2 or 3 breakaways a game. He already has a goal in this game. His positioning is what makes him so effective, and his ability to react to the puck when it's loose.
And once he does get that puck, he just makes a break straight for the net.
One of the fastest skaters we've seen in the ACHA. He can change direction really easily, and that generates space for both him and his teammates. Puck goes into the right corner, 45 seconds left on the power play. We have a check on the near boards. It drifts out for Tomaszewski. He changes direction at the red line, gets it off for Jason Steinberg. He fires it into the right corner. Drake chasing after it with some help from Landon Nguyen, but the Terps cannot hold on to it. They lost it, and Nguyen trying to win it back in the left corner. But again, Towson comes away with it just momentarily, though. Bozen with it now. Bozen to Landon Nguyen. Now Drake getting involved, trying to poke this puck loose as we have a Terp down on the ice. That's Nguyen. He's able to get to his feet as it goes out to Airy at the blue line. Rister comes in, blocked wide into the right corner. Terps trying to keep this flurry of attack alive. Landon Nguyen again with it in the corner. Directs it in front for Steinberg. He poked it forward, but a nice save by Ludwig.
Nice how even after power play time expired, they still kept the puck in the offensive zone. That's what you like to see, maintaining possession. Their offense has only gotten better throughout the night. And now that the penalty's over, you just got to try and eat away time. Obviously, it's nice to get that shutout, but you just want to come away with a win.
14 and a half, a little less than that left in period number 3. Off the face-off, the puck goes all the way into the Maryland zone. McAvoy loops around his own net. He's heavily pressured. He loses it to Wagenman. Wagenman a pass in front. And this one goes all the way through the slot and out of danger. This is flipped up into the Maryland bench. Someone went diving out of the way down there. Couldn't quite see who that was. There's assistant coach Will Giramonti getting out of the way down there.
That was pretty funny. Caught him by surprise, got stuck in the netting.
Having a chuckle down there about that. A quick shot comes in off a Towson one face-off. Shot goes wide, and McAvoy backhands one back towards Liam Eden. Some slipped up. Towson tries a shot, and they scored. Well, that was not the prettiest goal we've ever seen, but Mercier punched it in as he got it right in front of the net and got it through Jones for Towson's first goal of the evening. Colin Mercier. It's a weird play when you take a look at it. Didn't have much to it. The puck just ended up drifting towards the net. It was on the stick of Tyler Mercier, and he just directed it towards the post there. And then Colin was there to punch it in, so the Merciers connect there for a goal to make it a 3-1 hockey game. That could give Towson some juice to run on. Still plenty of time in this game, 13 minutes and 40 seconds to be exact. Here's Brown. Brown in some trouble, gets it off to Tyler Mercier. Mercier tried to backhand one. It was blocked by Airy. Does get through in the end, but it's covered by Jones.
So you got a 2-goal lead with 13:26 left. You got to eat away as much time as possible. Keep the puck out of your defensive zone as much as you can, because you know how good this Towson offense is, and they just demonstrated it a moment ago. They've stayed off the score sheet, but they can erupt at any time.
This one's backhanded. Tomaszewski looking for an avenue. He backhands it. Able to get it past Jack Ellis. It's held in at the blue line, though. Now Warner. Warner has it tied up against the far boards, and Warner just throws a shoulder in there to clear some space himself.
Using that 6'5" frame, he's a big kid.
Here's Ellis. Back to the point for a Rudnick one-timer. Deflected, goes wide. Back to the point, but Maryland's there. Mckinnon directs this one into the Terps' offensive zone. Warner tried to get it back. He lost the puck, and now Rudnick can change direction. Shot comes in, save made by Jones. That was Jake Lissy. With a little floater into the glove of Jones. 12:24 left in the third period. Terps by a pair of goals. It's 3-1.
Get the top line back out there. Healey flanked by Aidan and Misconduct, and you got the Mac pairing on defense.
This is swung around as Ray McNamara tried to backhand it out of the zone. Poked loose, Alec Healey. Healey was able to get it out. Marburger wristed one, ended up at the stick of David Kish, but he couldn't do anything with it either. And then Healey directs it forward. Now here's Liam Eden flying forward up ice down the right wing towards the right circle. Eden doesn't have a shooting lane, so he'll switch direction. Gets it to Healey. Healey couldn't shoot it either. He's trying to direct it in front. Beganowski's right there waiting for the puck, but no one could get it to him. And this one ends up going into the netting, I believe. We're going to face off to the left of Daniel Ludwig. Reminder that the Terps are back in action next Friday night, 6 p.m. at Pagula Ice Arena in State College, Pennsylvania. We'll be there for Maryland Hockey Network. 2 games that weekend for Maryland as they close out their fall semester slate.
And it looks like we got a
We
penalty.
actually have a penalty coming up. It looked like it was interference. I saw the official make the gesture there, but it's going to be Kish, 2 minutes interference. Now Maryland's on the power play, and Healey's first chance in, it got poke checked off of his stick. Healey takes it now over to McAvoy. McAvoy waits, goes back to Healey left side. Healey couldn't get a pass back. Chance to going the other way, but it took an awkward bounce off of the glass. Did I get through the glass?
Could have been a breakaway for Towson.
Yeah, it looked like Towson was going to have a chance the other way, shorthanded.
That's a fortuitous bounce for Maryland, wherever that did hit.
Puck goes into the Terrapin zone. They try and get a pass to Mercier. Ends up back with the Terps and Liam Eden. He was under some duress, but he was able to shake himself loose, get it up to McAvoy. McAvoy has it poke checked away, but Eden was there to back him up. Eden back to McAvoy. McAvoy flips the puck, easily intercepted by Mercier. Not sure what that was. Leads to a shot, 2 shots, as a matter of fact. First one was saved, second one went through. 45 seconds left on the power play for Maryland. Here comes Healey. Healey holding. Right side, he gets the pass off to Tomaszewski. A pad save. There goes back out to Eden at the far side, but he couldn't get a shot off, and here comes Towson the other way with 30 seconds left on the penalty kill. Maryland gets it back at neutral ice with Tomaszewski going across to McAvoy. Really nice move by Tyler to generate some space. Wrists one in, but it goes in. 8 seconds left. Towson gets it back here, though. Generating some offense there with Callaghan going down, flying into the crease. Tomaszewski clears. Back to center. Drake there to try and get it back. It ends up at the stick of Steinberg, but he couldn't control it either. Goes behind Towson's net. They'll retake it for themselves there. Landon to win. Trying to chase it down. He's gassed. He needs to get a change. 9 minutes, 9 seconds left in the third period. 3-1 Terps. Towson trying to clear it out. Bobby Jones. Jones fires one forward. Now here's the 3-on-2 chance for Towson. Brown right in front. Try to get a deflection from Mercier, and he deflects it up into the netting as Mercier and McNamara are going to have a conversation here. Not the guy, you see Mercier, just a little cross-check after the whistle there. Not the guy you want to poke there. McNamara, you don't want to poke the bear there. He loves to scrap. He's begging you to do that. He loves to get involved in those types of plays. Another energy guy from Maryland. They have a lot of them on this team. This one ends up for Mercier in front. Backhander goes wide. Pass forward from Jetson Koo. This will be icing if DePoy can't get there first. He cannot as Bobby Jones chases it down. Icing on the Terrapins. Will come down to the near side for this face-off. 8:32, I'm sorry, left in period number 3. Terps trying to pick up win number 6 of the season. Trying to be the second team to beat Towson this year from the Division II, trying to show the Division II pride for the ACHA.
So mock pride or mach pride, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it. We've heard a lot of different pronunciations. That looks like we're going to get an offsides here on Warner. So come back out to the neutral zone. But, I mean, you have to admit the season is coming towards the pivotal part of it for Maryland, getting higher seeding for the mock playoffs. All 8 teams make it, just organized by points. 1 plays 8, and so on and so forth. 2 plays 7. And he gets a chance to go to the regionals.
And you really want to go into the Penn State weekend with a win. That would be very nice for this team rolling into Penn State next weekend. We got 2 games against them.
And that is back to the conference slate. And they'll come back with 2 non-conference games against Xavier before they finish with a full conference go of things towards the end of the season. Up to the left point, Airy. Wrist shot in, save made. DePoy trying to clean it up. Couldn't get a stick on it, however. This goes out towards center ice. Trying to get into some space that wasn't really there, Jake Lissy, but it looks like they're going to get a penalty here against the Terrapins. It looks like it is going to be Pedersen there. And that's a tough break for Maryland. It looked like Pedersen was just trying to hold his ground there. Just got a piece of Lissy's. He was trying to get into that space. Didn't look like there was a ton there, but they will give the penalty, and it will be a power play for Towson.
Yeah, I think it is the right call, but still, you got 7:44 left. That's time for Towson. Not a lot of time, but it's still time to operate. Got to finish off this game strong. You can't let in at all, especially now that you're on the penalty kill.
Joe Carter joked during the intermission that his team's gotten better at this because they've had a lot of practice early in the season. Mercier with a shot. That one went off the mask, it looked like, of Jones. That was a nice save as he got across the crease. And the Maryland with the clear.
Seems like Jones is always very reserved in net, too. He's always calm. And I guess that's one difference between him and Henry Pelletier. Here's a Healey in.
Here's Healey with a chance. Forehand shot, save made, but it looks like we have a penalty coming up. They call a penalty shot here? We'll have to take a look. It looks like they're going to talk about this one. It looks like they may have awarded Tucker Healey a penalty shot. He was in, and the penalty came from behind. Looks like it was a slash. And we'll see how they shake this one out. It looks like, at least the way that everyone's setting up, that it may be a penalty shot. At least Maryland's making that claim that they wanted. At least Brendan Smith is down there on the sideline. That is going to be it, though, for Colin Mercier. Looks like they're sending him to the locker room. That's a game misconduct. Now the question is about, are we going to have a shot here? Or is this just going to be a penalty?
So you got 2 misconducts in one night.
So this will be back to 4-on-4, and that's a tough break for Maryland. Looked like Healey had a real good chance to score there. They wanted the penalty shot, not going to get it though, and we will have a face-off from the left of Ludwig. 4-on-4 hockey. We've had a lot of 4-on-4 hockey in this game. See how we do in the 3rd edition of it. Healey Tried to get it to Beganowski and then send it across. Actually, that was
Oh.
airy. Here's a stumble. That may be a killer, and it's a goal. Drew Lustig takes advantage of that stumble, and it is a 3-2 hockey game. That's a tough break for Tomaszewski. He just lost his balance as he was skating backwards, and that just put Jones in a no-win situation with Lustig, a very good goal scorer, right in front of him.
It's a very unfortunate play by Tomaszewski. He just slipped at the bad time, but it'll be a one-goal affair here. I'm not sure what Daniel Ludwig was doing. You see that?
He went over to the bench, is that?
I don't know if he slipped or what. He was laying on the ice with no helmet, but he's back in net. I thought he was hurt for a second.
Immediate whistle here on the face-off. Not sure. They think Beganowski is getting a little too close to the action there on this face-off. Now they'll let him go.
It's a little bit strange for the referee to stand in between them. I've never seen that. Guess he wants to make them keep their distance.
As Beganowski dumped the puck in, Terps chase after it. It's still 4-on-4 for another 50 seconds, and then Maryland will have a very short power play. The call was for slashing on Mercier and the game misconduct. Here's a wrist shot, comes in, that one's wide. Came in there from Vinny Karam. Terps trying to recover at the far side. It will be Tyler McAvoy that does so. McAvoy working it towards the right dot. He'll just hold it, and Maryland was offside. It was an unassisted goal for Lustig. We have a 3-2 game, so Maryland got to stay on their toes here.
Yeah, 3-2 game is a lot different from a 3-1 game. You got to play the game very differently, but so we got 4-on-4 hockey right now anyway, so that's a whole nother element.
Working forward with Bobby Jones, not the golfer nor the basketball player, as much as we've wanted to make those jokes this evening. Jones gets pinned in the corner by Tomaszewski. Here's DePoy. DePoy rifles one. Up for Liam Eden. Eden trying to chase it down from a tight angle. He'll shoot. Good save by Ludwig. And then it gets in. It found its way in. Goal. Liam Eden. It looked like it was saved. It took a lifetime to get past the line. But Eden has his second of the night. And the Terps have their 2-goal advantage back.
Man, how good is Liam Eden? It gives them their 2-goal lead again. Again, I don't know how he possibly scored on that one. I mean, he pulls off the bag of tricks every single game. And again, goals from Beganowski, Eden, Tomaszewski, and Eden again. So it's that top unit producing yet again for the Terps.
That's going to go in as a power play goal because it came in right after the 4-on-4 expired and before the last 20 seconds. That's a power play goal for Eden, his second power play goal of the night. He now has 13 goals on the season.
So now you get that insurance goal. It probably feels a lot better for the team on the bench.
And they felt like this one may have been slipping away as Towson scored 2 unanswered, but as per usual, the Terps lead on their captain, and he delivers as he has all season long.
And it probably feels good for Aidan Jones as well in the net. He is having a great game, even those 2 goals, 2 goals in the third. So probably feels very good for him seeing his team score 1. Gives him that 2-goal cushion again with 5 minutes left.
Unassisted goal for Liam Eden. Puck goes into the Terps zone. It's being held behind Maryland's net. Mercier, wraparound chance, and comes from Jake Lissy, and Lissy is denied there by the right pad of Aidan Jones as Lissy takes a spill to the right of Jones, and this one goes back out towards the blue line. He's held in, though. Rister comes in from Callaghan. Drake with a big hit. Got hit. Big there at the blue line. He'll gutter off the scuttle off, I should say, off the ice there. As here's Callaghan. Callaghan, wrist shot, trying to pick off the corner. That one hit off the glove, it looked like, of Jones. Towson keeping the attack alive. Callaghan gets right in front. Wrist shot, save. Penalty coming up against Maryland.
See what Tucker Healey did on that play?
I did not.
Trevor Drake got knocked down to the ice. You saw that. And his stick came out of his hand. And Tucker Healey came over with his stick and flipped up Trevor Drake's stick, and he caught it in air. See Sidney Crosby do that type of stuff. It's pretty cool by Tucker Healey. Saves time for Drake, helping out a teammate. Crafty play by Healey. But now the Terps have another penalty to take care of.
This time it is Ray McNamara in the box. So Towson an opportunity to get one back. 3:45 left in the third period. They're going to need one if they want to try and tie this game up. This goes near the point. Tomaszewski got a piece of it. It goes back here for Ellis. Ellis swings it around to Aidan as Maryland picked it off. Then Tomaszewski gets it clear, and he does get it to center ice. A really athletic job there by the official. Jump up onto the glass to let that one get underneath him. 3:17 left in the period. Hooking the call on McNamara. As here comes Towson trying to generate offense yet again. Good hit by Tomaszewski. One of the Tigers lost a stick, and then Maryland able to clear as it just barely snuck past Bobby Jones. Ludwig holds. Gets it over to Jones. Jones knifing forward. Poked away by Warner. And then Maryland got it back with Bozen just sending it down to the other end. Warner was the first one there. Maryland short-handed here. Warner doing a good job just taking up time. It's tough to get the puck off of this guy. Just did a good job shielding there. Burned some time. 39 seconds left on the power play, but here's a 3-on-2. Wagenman sends it across. Easy goal. Justin Brown, a gorgeous pass from Wagenman to Brown, and it is back to 4-3, a power play goal with 2:22 left in the third period. How about that? That had some traffic to get through.
It did, and there was just a tap in. Towson scored 3 of the last 4 goals, so you got to be able to close the door here. 2:22 left. Slam that door shut.
So I'm sure we'll see in the next couple of moments. Towson elect to send Ludwig to the bench for the extra skater. We'll see if they do that.
And we're going to
Looks like we're going to get a Towson timeout, I can only imagine. But we have seen Joe Carter take timeouts in these moments as well. We'll see what the official call is. Who called that timeout?
Getting a nice chant here.
A lot of support here from the Maryland faithful. Made the trip up about an hour up 95.
I'm sure the fans at home were able to hear that. I hope they were.
We don't know who took the timeout. Could have been either side. Either way, Joe Carter gets to talk to his group, trying to just make them see out the last 144 seconds in this game. This is big time for Maryland if they want to keep the momentum they've had. They've won 3 of their last 4.
Yeah, you got the first line on offense out there, second defensive pairing. And they're obviously not going to pull Ludwig yet, but you'd imagine they will do that soon. I'm sure once they make a break in the offensive zone, we'll keep an eye on Ludwig and we'll let you know.
Face-off goes the Tigers' way, and they will try and generate the offense they need to try and tie this game up. And they're looking for a little bit of an upset against the Division I Tigers in the ACHA. McKee gets an assist as well as the second assist on that goal from Brown. Going to keep him in. Here's Aidan, 2-on-1 for the Terps. Aidan got it off to Beganowski. Beganowski a chance to end it, but a great blocker save by Ludwig. and went up into the netting.
Excuse me, right before that break, Ludwig was looking at the bench. He took a few strides toward the bench, but he will stay, obviously, face off on his own end. And that's good if you're Maryland. Just keep the puck in there.
1 minute, 52 seconds left. Faceoff was won by Maryland, but it went straight to Towson off the stick of Mercier. Mercier backhands it.
See Ludwig peeking over. Whistle here.
Went into the netting. It looked like they want that one should go from where the pass was, which would have been all the way back in the Towson zone, but looks like they want to have this one at center. Still, it looks like it actually be just to the right side near the Towson bench. Won by the Tigers, 90 seconds left in the period. Bringing it forward, Lustig. It goes behind the Maryland net. A pass towards the front, intercepted by Healey. Backhand clears it. McKee holds it for Towson. McKee gets it to Brown. Goes off a stick as Airy sends it into the Tiger zone. They have officially pulled Ludwig. It is 6-on-5. This one dropped back towards the middle. Now Eden with an opportunity to try and chase this one down. He cannot. Bobby Jones gets there first, prevents what would have been the dagger empty netter. But he'll have a second chance. Here's Eden. They shot it just high, just barely over the crossbar. He had nothing but the cage to shoot at, but could not put that one away and could not put the Tigers away just yet. Healey gets it over to Airy. Airy will just fire it. And it was blocked. That one had goal written all over it. Jones gets it. Then it'll be a Beganowski empty netter. And that should put away Towson. The Terps lead 5-3. Patrick Beganowski took that one from a tight angle, but he was able to find the back of the net. His second goal of the night and his 6th of the season.
That should just about put the icing on the cake, and you would certainly hope so with 32.5 remaining. Glad they got that empty net after Eden fired that one high. They were able to capitalize and get that 2-goal lead back. They should have no problem closing this one out.
Landon went up the right wing, gets it for Andrew DePoy. DePoy crashing the net, and then he goes down as he lost his footing. Went flying in under pressure from McKee. Maryland had a couple of chances as it went out to the post. 10 seconds left to go. Maryland trying to swing it back to the blue line. Towson gets it back. 3 seconds left. They'll have a one-timer from center ice. That one goes well wide, and that is the game. The Terps pick up the win against the Division I Towson Tigers 5-3. Powered by a couple goals from Liam Eden and 2 as well from Patrick Beganowski. The Terps are back to 500 and really played a complete game here, Matt. The whole way through, they played well on both sides, but particularly the penalty kill unit deserves a lot of credit for not letting that 5-minute major in the middle of the second period derail their momentum.
They played a great game start to finish. They started to see that slip up a little bit when Towson started scoring those first 2 goals. They were able to get a third later on. But, I mean, Aidan Jones, by far the best performance that he's had all year, and that was his 4th start. So, not too big of a sample size, but still, I think it's night and day compared to his other starts in this one. The offense was great. Defense helped Jones and net, and they rallied behind each other. And coming away with a nice 5-3 win, rolling into State College next weekend.
So that'll do it for us here on the Maryland Hockey Network, along beside our cameraman Ethan, Mark McClure, Matt Fusillo has been here with me. We appreciate you tuning in, and again, coping with us through the technical difficulties tonight, but we were able to get it smooth there through the second and third periods. The Terps are now 6-6 on the season. They'll be back in action next Friday at 6 o'clock. We'll have it here on Maryland Hockey Network. That'll be live from Pagula Ice Arena in Happy Valley. So for now, we will bid you adieu. Terps win it 5-3 here at Ice World.